In episode 8 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, Toneri told Boruto that with his eye, he will shoulder the fate of this world, and also that his eye will probably guide him to the light which will dispel darkness. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down this part about finding the light that will dispel darkness fully with my theory, and I should also state that this video is essentially a continuation of my last video. To begin, Toneri saying that Boruto's eye will guide him to the light which will dispel darkness is basically hinting at a journey that will probably consist of the majority of the Boruto series or an entire arc within the Boruto series. I'm guessing that Boruto will eventually end up leaving the village due to him being pulled away by the prophecy that Toneri basically told him about, because it relates to his eye and he's always seeing things with his eye, so he's going to be further pulled from the regular ninja life in the village because this eye is always guiding him to this light that he needs to find. So it will be a very heavy pressure on him to stay in his normal life within the village. Now, with that being said, Boruto straying away from the typical ninja life can be referenced back to the beginning of the Boruto manga. As you all know, the Boruto manga and anime seem to be a reminiscence narrated by an adult Boruto about his early life up until the point to where he fights Kawaki. In the beginning of the Boruto manga, adult Boruto starts by saying, once he starts getting to the part with younger Boruto, he says, "Yup, I'm a ninja. But back then, I couldn't care less about being a ninja." Then Boruto also emphasizes that this isn't the story about a boy who aims to become Hokage, but this is none other than his story. This kind of presages that Boruto's story is going to be fairly unorthodox compared to Naruto's, and that we can expect a lot of different type of shit compared to what we saw about the boy aiming to become Hokage. This is a completely different story, and I'm guessing that it's mostly going to revolve around Boruto shouldering the fate of this world. Going back to Toneri's words, Boruto will be guided to the light which will dispel darkness. My theory is that there is a light entity that is opposite to the Dark Chimera Beast, which is absorbing everyone's chakra. Like the Dark Chimera Beast, the light entity will exist on another plane, so Boruto will need to be guided by his dojutsu, which allows him to see beings in the spirit realm, or so I think that's the ability of the eye. I have a feeling that Boruto will become a chunin and all that other stuff, and then come to a point to where there's too much pressure to fulfill this prophecy, and there's too much activity from the kind of outside sources like the Dark Beast and all that other stuff, and just all the stuff regarding shouldering the fate of this world. So with that, Boruto will end up leaving the village and kind of resemble his master Sasuke as a wandering shinobi in order to discover this light which will help him defeat the Dark Beast. With that being said, not everyone's gonna understand what Boruto is shouldering, considering that they won't believe him or they'll think he's kind of crazy. So it's gonna be a lot of pressure on Boruto, considering that he's gonna be the only one who knows that this is what he has to do, that the world depends on him going on this journey and finding the answer to destroy this darkness. This can be further evidenced by the fact that in the flash forward with adult Boruto, he is not wearing his ninja headband initially, and when he puts it on, there's a giant scratch across the leaf symbol. So this could possibly hint that Boruto becomes a rogue ninja in the process of being called crazy and shit by the villagers and his dad. Like, I could see Naruto telling Boruto that, man, you're going overboard, this is crazy, you don't really shoulder the fate of this world, but they don't really know, considering that they can't see what Boruto sees. So Boruto will end up straying away from the village and going on his own path. But at the end of the day, when Kawaki comes back and attacks the village, as we see in the beginning of the Boruto manga, Boruto comes back, puts his headband on and says, even though it might be the end of the era of shinobi, I'm still a ninja, ties his headband. So that kind of symbolizes that Boruto is still a ninja at the end of the day, still embodies the soul of a ninja. So yeah, I can definitely see Boruto becoming a rogue ninja. Not necessarily a criminal one, but you can be a rogue ninja without being a criminal one. But I can definitely see that happening, and he's the one who has to save the village. And then people actually end up seeing how Boruto really did shoulder the fate of this world when he comes and defeats Kawaki, who is embodying the darkness that will come to pass, or the evil that will come to pass. I also have to ask the question to myself, is the light that will dispel darkness a person, a power, an entity? Like, what is the light that will dispel the darkness? Could the light be the seal that Momoshiki's dying spirit gave Boruto? Could the light symbolize the little, you know how the seal or the sigil glows up blue when he uses it? Could that be the light that helps him dispel the darkness? Or could it just be something separate altogether, and the light be an entity that Boruto finds, like a little light sage or light being that he finds on the path that I talked about, how his eye guides him on it? Like, could his eye find someone like that who's like a light power? So I feel that Boruto might potentially in some sort gain power or merge with this light he finds, because while he is away on this journey, the evil just keeps on growing, and Kawaki merges with that shadow Chimera Beast. This is what I'm all assuming, because it just makes sense considering that the Chimera Beast is stealing everyone's chakra, and then it fuses with Kawaki to power him up more. So he will gain all that stolen chakra that the beast absorbed, and when Boruto in the beginning of the Boruto manga activates his dojutsu versus Kawaki, he sees the Dark Chimera Beast's chakra spirit surrounding Kawaki, and he's like, oh, I see how it is, da 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 da. But now I'm assuming that Boruto, when he comes back to the village, he has the light that he has been searching for, and he's basically a product of what happened during that whole journey. So Boruto has a new perception on everything, so Boruto's stronger with the light energy, da 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 da. So that was my theory regarding Boruto fulfilling the prophecy that comes with his dojutsu. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below, and leave me a like if you actually enjoyed the video. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and turn on my notifications so you know when my next video drops. It's the little bell icon. Tap it twice and make sure it says all my notifications are there, and you should be good. Thank you guys for watching. It's your boy, AnimeAnalyst, aka the Young Jiggy Ninja. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.